Hi guys, welcome to lesson 8, which is all about merit and demerit goods. So merit goods are goods and services which are underconsumed by society. Because they are underconsumed, the government can provide subsidies or even provide these goods free of charge. Consuming merit goods generates a positive externality to society. Remember, from lesson 6, this is when the marginal social benefit exceeds the marginal private benefit. We can use the diagram that we learnt in lesson 6 to show this positive externality. Some common examples of merit goods include education, healthcare, and public libraries. Remember, merit goods are not the same as public goods, as merit goods can be provided privately, whereas public goods are those provided by the government. Let's take a closer look at why merit goods cause market failure and are underconsumed by society. So there are two reasons why merit goods cause market failure, and the first one is called information failure. This is when the information available is unclear or there is no information available at all. Due to this lack of information, people may actually undervalue merit goods such as education and underconsume them. The second reason for market failure with merit goods is called asymmetric information. This is when one party does not have all of the information available to make an informed decision. And it's usually the seller of a product or service who has more information than the buyer. Because of this reason, people may not act in their own best interest, leading to a welfare loss to society. For example, if you're purchasing a new house or car, the seller usually has more information than the buyer. Also, in financial markets, if somebody is trying to apply for a loan, the lender, for example, a bank, has less information available about the financial situation of the borrower. And here is a quick graph that illustrates information failure. So we have marginal private costs and marginal private benefit, and we know when these two meet, this is where the market allocation will be. However, if there was no information gap or failure, then the marginal private benefit would actually be higher and consumption would be at point Q2. So what we can clearly see is that market demand would be higher and so would the equilibrium quantity if there was no information failure. Now let's take a look at the graph for merit goods and market failure. So where marginal private benefit and marginal private cost meet, this is the market allocation. However, the socially optimum point is where marginal social benefit exceeds marginal private benefit. So we can see output at Q1 is the market allocation, and it does not take into account the marginal external benefit. It only takes into account the marginal private benefit. And as a result, there is a welfare loss to society, which is shown by the triangle. There is an underconsumption of the merit good instead of the socially optimum output point at point Q2. We are at a lower quantity, and this could be because of what we mentioned before with the information failure and people not realizing the benefit of merit goods. Now, demerit goods are those which are generally overconsumed and overproduced by society, and they generate a negative externality where marginal private benefit exceeds marginal social benefit. And because of this, they are considered socially undesirable goods. Examples include smoking, alcohol, drugs, or even gambling. Again, why are demerit goods overconsumed? This is due to information failure. Some people may genuinely not understand the true risks of smoking or consuming alcohol. Both merit and demerit goods depend on something called value judgment. This is what we think are the pros and cons of consuming the good. So it very much depends on the individual and whether they think it is worth consuming the demerit good or not. The diagram for demerit goods is very similar to the one we drew for merit goods. The market allocation is where private benefit is equal to private cost. However, the social optimum is where marginal social benefit is equal to marginal social cost, and that is at a lower output level. What we can clearly see is that there is an overconsumption of the demerit good, and this results in a welfare loss to society, which is shown by the triangle. Both merit and demerit goods cause market failure, and the government could try to intervene and correct or minimize this market failure. With merit goods, there could be an introduction of a subsidy which would increase supply and reduce the cost of the good. Direct provision of the good would mean providing it for free. And finally, regulation of a particular industry. For example, there may be an introduction of a maximum price on rent. This would be below the market equilibrium to stop landlords from overcharging tenants. We will take a closer look at minimum and maximum prices in a later video. For demerit goods, there may be an introduction of a tax. For example, a couple of years ago, there was a sugar tax which was introduced on the soft drinks industry, and this made soft drinks more expensive in the hope to reduce consumption. Or using health awareness programs to try and reduce the information gap to allow individuals to make better informed decisions. Or using laws and regulations such as limiting consumption by introducing a minimum age. For example, in the UK, you can't sell alcohol or cigarettes to anyone under the age of 18. Let's summarise. Merit goods are underconsumed and underprovided by society. This is due to the information gap, which creates market failure. They also generate a positive externality. On the other hand, demerit goods are overconsumed and overprovided by society. Again, this is due to the information gap, and they generate a negative externality to society. Both goods create market failure and welfare loss to society, and that's why the government may intervene.